Welcome to the Michigan Golfer Show with our host, Bill Shelton. Join us each week as we explore the courses, the people, and the events that shape our great game.
Hello and welcome to this edition of the Michigan Golfer. Our guest, Ray Hearn, got an early start in golf when at age 11 he began caddying at the Country Club of Detroit. By age 15 he had selected his career to be a golf architect. Later, as a recipient of the prestigious Evans Scholarship, he played 4 years as an Evans Scholar before graduating from Michigan State University with 2 bachelor's degrees in turf grass management and landscape architecture. Welcome, Ray.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me here.
In 1996, after working with the Matthews firm, you first of all, was accepted and selected as a member of the American Society, which is very prestigious. And interestingly enough, Pete Dye was one of the people who recommended you and supported you in that. And then you started your own company,
right.
Raymond Hearn's Design Company. And then in 1997, very quickly thereafter, you won a national recognition by Golf Magazine because one of your courses, Twin Lakes, was included in the top 10 courses you can play issue of that magazine. You've been on a fast track, to say the least, in terms of your career in golf course architecture.
Yes, we've been very fortunate. As you know, Jerry is a great friend of mine, and it's a big decision for a young designer to flap his own wing, his or her own wings, and start his own company. At the time, I called Michael Herdzin, one of my other sponsors, and he said, "Wow, you just started your own company. Good luck in this day and age of all this competition." And I was like, "Oh boy, here we go." But we were fortunate, you know, God willing, we had projects right out of the chute in Oklahoma, the Traditions of Golf, with Dr. John Rooney out of Oklahoma State University, and Mistwood in Chicago, landed Sea Oaks in New Jersey. We're a couple projects we're still working on in the state of New York, and then Michigan. We've done quite a few in this beautiful state since then. So we got off to a great start, and we're very, very fortunate. I'd say we're most proud of our work in Michigan, because I always tell people as we have the good luck of lecturing around the country, the diversity of our beautiful state in terms of landscapes. So right now, Michigan is still in the golf boom, knock on wood, and we're doing quite a few courses from north to south in this beautiful state.
We're going to talk about a couple of those specific courses in just a moment, but first we need to take this message break.
Legends beckon me to follow in their steps. Through heroic stands of towering pines, along shimmering banks of heather. Call 1-888-78-GREAT for information about Michigan golf. Legends beckoned me to play forever, and I followed them to Michigan.
We're back with Ray Hearn talking about golf course design, and you've been in many states and certainly gained a great deal of recognition, but I also know that you're involved in a project in Egypt. Tell us very quickly, what's this about, and what kind of greens are we talking about?
Sand greens, very sandy. We were very fortunate when we were working on 3 projects at the time in the state of New Jersey, and a large multidiscipline company in New York, Brendan Beer and Gorman, national reputation, gave us a call out of the blue. Said, we love what you're doing at Sea Oaks. We've seen a couple of your other projects. Would you be willing to come aboard with us on a subcontract basis as our architect on an $850 million project in Hearn, Egypt? Well, at first I thought it was a prank call. I was like, oh, you know, golf courses in Egypt, the logistics of it. But what you're realizing now, there's a golf boom in this beautiful country. This project is on the Red Sea. It's part of an $850 million resort, 3 hotels, 1.5 are constructed now. The golf course is really, to be honest, as much as we're proud of it, is small peanuts in the whole scheme of things in terms of budget. But we have waterfalls to throw a mist in the air. They want the resort golfers to feel cool and serene because of the harsh temperatures. It's a 9-hole executive course, mostly comprised of par 3s. But the reason we were interested in it, the Championship 18, which we are in line for, is across the road from the resort, and that's in the foothills of the mountains overlooking the Red Sea.
Well, that sounds like one that maybe we'll see a little bit more and hear more about later. there is few golf course designers that can say that something on one of their designs is actually used by pilots in America in terms of learning, in finding where to land. Tell us about this half-mile long bunker on the Islands Hill golf course.
Yeah, this was a neat little story. Tom Templin, the owner of Island Hills, said, Ray, we have a couple pilots from your area, from the Plymouth, Ann Arbor area, that are going to come down from Northwest Airlines, and saw our bunker while flying to Chicago, and many times they've seen it. And Tom, by the time they get to that flight pattern, they're 30,000 feet up in the air. And they said, yes, at 30,000 feet, it's visible. So these two gentlemen came, enjoyed Island Hills, drove all the way from the Plymouth area, and basically said that on crystal clear days, it's as plain as day from 30,000 feet down. Now, we didn't design it as, you know, bells and whistles and design. Island Hills is such an extremely beautiful site in terms of landforms. That was a flat area on the course. It was a little bit uninteresting, so we really wanted to make it match with the other areas of the course in terms of visual drama. So we created this. It fits. It looks good with all the grasses bleeding in the back edge of the bunker. And it helps the pilots going to Chicago.
I'm glad to know that our pilots use that. We have a signature hole feature anytime we are talking to golf course designers. And you selected the 5th hole, a par 5 at Mistwood in Chicago. Talk us through that hole and the design of that hole.
Yeah, this always gets designers in trouble because every one of our clients, you know, their project is the signature project and the signature hole. And the old adage that every architect designs 18 signature holes on a course, well, that's not true. There's a couple that stand out. And one that really does is the 5th hole at Mistwood in Romeoville, a suburb of Chicago. Very well received upscale public golf course, designed golf course. The 5th hole is a cape hole. It basically kind of goes around Lake Britta, and you can bite off as much as you want on your drive. And Ron Whitten from Golf Digest was nice enough to give it accolades in one of his critical eye columns, which he features what he thinks are the 5 best individual holes designed that year, and we got one of the 5 we were very proud of. Mistwood is a double fairway par 5, and really that's quite a economic, what you call it, expenditure by the client to go ahead and pay for those extra sprinklers, the extra earth moving. But what's neat about that hole, you can literally play it about 7-8 ways in terms of which fairway you're going to take to the green, and we're very proud of that hole. It's a good one.
Well, certainly you've had a very distinguished career in a relatively short time, and I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more about Ray Hearn. Thanks for being with us today. And thank you for watching The Michigan Golfer.